There are many different backstories to Lostwave tracks, mysteriously labeled file on a computer, a song on a bootleg DVD, and numerous recordings off the radio. But this next song has long been labeled the third most mysterious song on the internet, and it was found, in all places, in an office building in Los Angeles, California. It was a cassette that said, "Demo. Listen now." It's time for case file 0398286. Light the lanterns.
Crazy ladies in gingerbread houses, light the lanterns for the shipwrecked sailors.
Now, the backstory to all this came when a user named Windows to Sky, who was unfortunately bugged about potentially faking this song early in the search and no longer wants anything to do with it, so we work off what they did tell us. It was found in an office building in Los Angeles sometime around 1985. We weren't even sure exactly if this had been found in a trash can or a filing cabinet. We're quickly able to determine the song was about the Grand Illumination, or Illumination Night, an event every year that takes place in Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts. We even discovered that this song was from the 70s or 80s, though most believe that late 70s would fit best. The band also seemed to have 2 guitarists and a drummer. There are also a large number of us looking for a band named Legacy that had the right instruments, style, and a lead singer named Grace, who we believe may be the same Grace that's referred to in the song. User Jacob mentioned that we had also reached out to WMVY, a local to Martha's Vineyard radio station, who said they didn't recognize the song, nor did any of the local recording studios. We also tried to contact Alice Hoffman, who'd written a book about Illumination Night and even left a comment on her AMA, but got nowhere. We did hear back from Dina, a lead singer of a band called the Mighty Joes, who had been compared to Light the Lanterns. She didn't recognize it, but she was super friendly and said she'd ask around LA, but as far as I'm aware, we never heard back from her. And in a rare twist, it was commonly agreed that this song had easy to understand lyrics that we had no real doubts about. In talking more about original poster Windows to Sky, we mentioned that they had a bit of a mental crisis after being attacked by someone pretending to be part of the search. And Traiv pointed out this message, Windows to Sky's last message on Reddit, asking us to be kind, which, to those watching, I encourage you to do as well. And finally, we got a hold of that Legacy album I mentioned, and it was ruled out. Though that wouldn't stop a hoaxer and at least a few people in disbelief, as the lead singer did sound quite a lot like the vocalist from Light the Lanterns. Bluey G. Wulfsy added to the ongoing discussion about whether the song was just a one-off demo, making the statement that I agree with. At least someone in this recording has to have made a career as a musician. One user found a release limited to 50 copies from LA, and even the track named Celebration seemed the right length, from an artist named Anna Bren. But it was pointed out that she had already been ruled out. And there were actually very valid questions about whether the Discogs entry was legit in the first place. User Fabian pointed out a copyright record for a song called Illumination Night with the name Renee Colombo, but she said it wasn't her song. We also discussed the possibility of this being some sort of school project, but the vast majority of us quickly concluded that basically the song is too good to be a school project. Honestly, the search for this song was challenging since the inception of the Fall My Mind server, and even before that as well. I mean, look at the progress bar. I'm halfway done. I haven't even asked you to like and subscribe yet. See what I did there? In fact, one user questioned if Light the Lantern even deserved to remain in main unknowns, given just how little we know about it, and finding it challenging at best to figure out who or where to ask about this song. User AzureBlast said they believed the song should remain, just because as it was as if it had tenure, comparison I enjoyed, and server admin Rain agreed Light the Lantern would never get removed from main unknowns. And we started discussing next steps, including posting this to Facebook groups, which remains on our to-do list. One user even believed they convinced their local radio station to play Light the Lanterns to help ID it, only to have the DJ decide not to play it, instead only briefly mentioning it. And look, I can't cover Light the Lanterns without covering YouTuber The Dolphin 5428. This user, and I am not kidding here, basically wrote about 10 pages worth of comments on YouTube about light lanterns. And of course, there were questions about this being a potential troll, although if I'm being honest, this would have to be one of the most dedicated trolls in the world. And while I consider what the Dolphin wrote notable, how much consideration to give it, I'll leave up to you, the viewer. The video the Dolphin's comments are on are in the description below, and because people already lose interest in my videos like 2 minutes into them, I'm going to instead give you bullet points. The song has nothing to do with Illumination Night or Martha's Vineyard. The island mentioned in the song is Southeast Farallon Island in California, and the Dolphin believed that the women lighting lanterns was part of an honorary festival and a lighthouse had long been installed on the island. They discussed the homecoming, mentioning a ship called the SS Henry Berg that crashed into the reef of this island in 1944. And then they discovered the she and Grace in the song, mentioning a woman named Delphia Atkinson who was born on South Farallon Island and who had a mother. This island had been closed to the public in 1972, so the singer may have been trying to go back to participate in this theoretical lantern lighting tradition before they'd literally no longer be able to. The island did have these old Victorian-style homes, which could be described as looking like gingerbread houses, and since living on this island would have made things very difficult, mostly be retirees, crazy ladies, living there. Music is, and that can be why it just sat in a cabinet. It'd been there for years. And if we want to find the song, we should look around San Francisco, looking for people very closely connected to the late 60s or early 70s folk music scene. Whew. And to say I cut that down is putting it gently. I don't know how much I even believe. Maybe I'll just quote user marktrail here. I don't think they're a troll. I think they really believe their very far-fetched theory. Either way, they're clearly wrong. For one thing, the song isn't as old as they think. And recently, well, we've all been somewhat bemoaning the fact that original poster Windows to Sky was chased off because we want to give them the respect they deserve, and we really think they could help. And user Cappuchino posted some responses they had gotten long ago as part of the early search for this song, responses from numerous people connected to Martha's Vineyard who were very helpful, and Cappuccino concludes, and I agree, this artist is probably not local to Martha's Vineyard, at least not recently. And that's about where things stand today. I think that there's a chance to solve this. It'll be finding someone who heard this band or thinks they sound familiar, and I think we'll very likely find those people on Facebook, because one place we won't find them is Martha's Vineyard. Until next time. I'm PersonOfDistraction, and I'm now listening to
Grace got drunk at a church.